time, the Filipino people have sought to expose the crimes of its leaders through people's tribunals. In 1980, the Permanent People's Tribunal exposed the crimes of the Marcos regime. In 2007, another trial exposed the crimes of President Gloria Macapagal. Thank you. And in 2015, the tribunal held President Benigno S. Aquino III to account, along with the U.S. government. At this tribunal, the people will speak truth to power. Tribunals of this sort are necessary to create a people's record of what is happening. It is the moral authority of the people who are victimized and impoverished and repressed by the governments, who must use this moral platform to fight back, to build their own authority when states do not act to protect their rights. At the end of the Nuremberg Tribunal, which many of us knew to be Victor's justice, Justice Robert H. Jackson, a prosecutor, acknowledged the anomaly of the Victor's justice when he said, if certain acts and violations are crimes, whether the United States does them or whether Germany does them, they are crimes. We are not prepared to lay down a rule of criminal conduct that we would not be willing to have invoked against ourselves. That was a long time ago. These words have not been a reality, and the world has not lived up to them. But what is presented here, and the evidence of the crimes and gross violations of laws and norms practiced by Duterte regime in lockstep with the Trump administration and the neoliberal policies enforced by the international financial institutions and multinational corporations. These are the crimes that will be exposed today. And through this process, the people will speak to their verdict. So on behalf of the conveners of the IPT 2018, namely the International Association of Democratic Lawyers, the European Association for Lawyers for Democracy and World Human Rights, the Haldane Society of Socialist Lawyers in the United Kingdom, the International Coalition for Human Rights in the Philippines, and EBON International, I declare this International People's Tribunal open. Thank you.
What decision they would make, again, I think in the end there will be some kind of political assessment. Even here in Europe, a government would have to say, really, can we afford to have the ICC resident in our country if it's the target of a violent threat? So it's a thing that the governments would also have to make their own assessments about as well. I do think it's very serious what's happened. So that's why I'm hoping that in the end some judges will say, or this prosecutor will say, this is what we swore an oath to uphold law, and we're willing to risk our lives to do it. There's many judges in other parts of the world who have said this and have put their lives at risk. So but that's what we all should recognise is going on, and all of us should be standing up and protesting about this.
Any further things you want to say?
Well, I think like in Washington DC in 2015, witnessing these Filipino people telling their stories is truly heart-wrenching, and I think we in the international community have to really take a deep breath and acknowledge the bravery of these people, and also make a bigger commitment to find the way to show them more solidarity than has been mobilised so far. There's a very important goal of this event here in Brussels. Thank you.
A relationship to this event here.
My name is Jeanne Mirer. I'm president of the International Association of Democratic Lawyers, which is one of the co-conveners of this group. The NUPL is a member association of the International Association of Democratic Lawyers, and we have been supporting the work of NUPL and the work of the in the peace process, and throughout the years through the working on all kinds of issues to protect the rights of the Filipino people.
And what is your response been so far to what you've seen here at the International People's Tribunal?
Well, the indictment was extremely thorough, and the testimonies that have been presented have been extremely powerful, very moving, very vivid in terms of demonstrating the truth of the allegations in the indictment, and I believe they have a very strong case to present to the world and to the official bodies that will be presenting this to.
And what would you like to say to your fellow attorneys worldwide?
I think every attorneys throughout the world are worrying about the rule of law to the extent that people need to have rules that they can count on to be able to counsel their clients, to be able to know what the rights of the people they represent are. Things seem to be slipping very quickly to a lawless state in many parts of the world.